All right, here we go. All right. Now, Bridget, you on my page?
I can't be on the phone and.
Oh, okay. Well, hang the phone up then.
Okay.
All right. All right. So we are back. Hey, Tracy Denise. I know that you are a dance mom that is your daughter is very excited about attending the Alabama State University, and because she is interested in attending Alabama State as a dancer, I think that this would be a good conversation to be a part of. Hold on. All right. No, where that? All right. So we here. Hold on. Gotta get Instagram back live. Had a mommy moment for a second. Okay, let me bring out all my folks back on here. All right, here we go. Trying to look cute while I'm inviting people to watch the feed. Got Draco on here. All right, let me make sure. I don't know how this thing is messing me up like this. All right, so hey, there we go. All right, so we're gonna bring you on the camera. Let's see. Technology. All right, so as we get ready, it says inviting as Miss Bridget's coming on. We want to. All right, you knew you was on camera. I put a little lip on. So we we love technology, yeah. So in between, we're gonna keep do it. So here we are at the beginning of 2018, and we are getting. Auntie, what you doing?
Running around on one of the great off days I rarely get.
Oh, okay, barely off.
Barely off day.
All right. So you got some good life. All right, so if you are over here on Instagram, you can join us on our Facebook page. Bridgette Williams. Shout out to those hats that we love to throw on so smoothly. So now that we got a whole crew here, I would go ahead and introduce yourself.
My name is Bridgette Williams, and I coach the sensational Stingettes of Alabama State University.
Okay. And so, hold on. I think it might be having a hard time hearing you. Can you try to say that one more time?
For me,
Yeah.
Bridgette Williams, and I coach the sensational Stingettes of Alabama State.
All right. So, as we I wanted this mouth. As we get ready to start 2018, I want to ask you, what should coaches be prepared for right now as they their spring, their summer, and other things?
Say that one more time.
So it's the beginning of the year.
Mm-hmm.
And how can coaches start preparing for the upcoming season?
Oh, wow. Well, first they have to make sure that their girls are serious about being on a collegiate level because everybody doesn't want that drive. Some people just like the fame, but it's work. So if they're really serious about getting their girls to the next level, I would just start with conditioning. People trying to call my phone. Start with conditioning and just reviewing, taking dance classes more serious.
Yes. Now, I took a class from CC Kelly. I was that. And I
Mhm.
tell you, I dance with three folks I grew up with that I don't take class.
Mhm.
And so I think as a coach, conditioning is important for yourself, but also for your dance. What are you doing as far as conditioning? And besides taking classes, what are your recommendations for these major coaches? Um, what are your recommendations for them to get their girls ready for battle season?
Well, oh wow, that's the one thing we love. We can't really go and support because during the basketball season, we still perform. We have a whole schedule and activities lined up. And so we normally catch everything like connecting the lines through social media because, we meet up in the summertime for workshops with other coaches and teams. But
Right.
um, it's about the style and creativity. I just like, the directions that you all are going with, getting them ready to perform. And it's just easier for us coaches to pick girls who can entertain. You can have a great dancer, but a lot of them can entertain. And so that's the one thing I love about majorette style teams. As far as the competitiveness, it just depends on the area that you're in and what they're used to or accustomed to. Because some teams only like the buck, and they think that that's going to get their girls in. And some teams venture off and try to be creative with dance skills, and their squad isn't that technical, prepared. So it just depends on the coach, really.
Now, I'm glad you said that because many of them, especially college and high school, they come to these direct teams and they're unprepared because of that lack of technique. So, as a coach, how can you prepare your girls in, I guess, is that kind of what you're saying? You get right.
Well, it's kind of different for me because I had made a comment to somebody last night on Instagram, posting a video of an old girl and she only danced one season, saying she was robbed. And I said, oh God, there y'all go. Those girls are never robbed. The beauty about what I do with my team is I don't keep any spots. If the young girl comes in and she's hungrier and she's prepared and she out dances her, I'm gonna give it a chance. I'm not just gonna hold on to another girl just because that was your favorite. That's not how this works in this business. So when you're
Mm,
preparing the girl to go to the next level, it's more so just making sure that she understands, one, it goes back into the preparations when they are on these majorette teams, the performance quality. You all do more performing, battling more teams. You should feel more confident. That alone is what we see when they come on the stage, like whether or not they're ready, if it's something they're willing to do, how aggressive they are with the choreography, and how do they look
mm,
to us at the time. We don't sit there and be like, oh, she couldn't stand. We're just going to keep her when the other child clearly danced better than she did. That's not how this works
mm.
with us. The incoming, whoever it is, out dances them, then we're going to give her the chance.
And so, and that's a question that we get a lot. Are spots guaranteed? And you say no.
Not for me. Now, we do know of some teams where they kept a majority of the returning girls, and people have felt that it was political. Now, I don't get into politics or anybody else's team.
Nope, somebody must be talking.
I'm sorry. Calling me. Don't y'all see I'm talking to my sister? But it's the
I'm just
ins and outs of the dance world. It's it's just different. It's just the one, you got to know what team you're going for, and then you got to know, like, if you're coming to Stingettes, I tell little girls all the time, don't learn our stands. We don't even do stands at auditions, so that's the wrong focus. And I mean, I've seen some girls videos; they're awesome in the stands, but they can't dance a lick on the field. So
oh
I
wow.
we can't risk that. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We can't risk picking somebody who's not strong on the field and not strong in stands. So it's they prepare wrong. They think it's the stands that gets them on, when it's the opposite. It's actually the field show.
Oh, and see, I've seen a couple of those thing at stands 1,000 times. I
A
mean,
thousand
every
times.
to the point where I'm like, oh my God, if I see this stand again, I'm finna call all the singers and tell them never do this again because everybody has
Mm-hmm.
been it. And so they come, and I'm sure they go on YouTube and they pull these dances, and they think that, oh, because I already know that, I already know one of them, then they can just automatically make it. Rashawn Funderburg and I went to Mississippi Valley State and judged over the summer.
Mm-hmm. I remember.
uh, there were several young ladies from several majorette teams, notable, reputable majorette teams that were there. And they literally almost didn't make it, not just because of their dance ability, but also because of their interview and their social media. So, can you
Mm-hmm.
talk to the
Mm-hmm.
coaches about maintaining some type of dignity and pride on their social media so that they understand that what they do, the girls are watching, and that if the girls see the coach doing it, ranting and raving in their feelings, they'll do it too. So can you talk about a little bit about that? Because apparently you say somebody felt like they were robbed. So you go through this too.
Yeah, well, one thing about us is that we don't allow them to be on social media at all. Our freshmen,
Oh wait, what?
they're not allowed to be on social media at all. Not the freshmen,
Okay.
not at all. I've had some girls who were suspended from performing because the people who did their hair and makeup decided to go live, and no, that's out. You're not to be on social media at all. We literally tell them when they make the team to deactivate all their social media pages. Now, my upperclassmen, they're not allowed to post anything band related. Now, we've had some that try to slide it in, and then mamas try to slide them in, but we tell them to tell their parents not to post. Now, other people post, like family and friends and fans, but as far
Mhm.
as like the parents, we don't want our parents to post at all. And that's just Dr. Oliver's rule. He just does not want us, or the band, because it's like a band rule. No media at all. So no. And if I catch them, I'm gonna have them suspended a bench because they violating the rules. And we'll it.
So look, so I got how you doing, Latasha? Sister Bridget. I don't know if you can read the comments. They give you love over here. So I'm glad you said you had to suspend somebody because that was one of the questions that I saw on my Date Coach page. How do you there's sometimes an emotional connection between the girls and the dance coach. And so sometimes it's hard to suspend or let somebody go when it's in the best interest for the overall team, but it does hurt. So can you talk about like not necessarily some of the grounds for suspension, but some of the things that you experienced just with
Oh
having to.
God. Woo! People think that just because we're in college that we do not have problems with parents. That was like
What?
Number
You
one.
got dance mom problems.
Dance mom problems, ego dance mom problems. It's different. We don't have dance parent club or anything like that, and that's the whole band. It's not just my squad, it's the whole band. And these parents are so used to being there for their child, and I understand that. And they be providing, snacks and just
Water.
rides and stuff they've done through the years. But when they get to us, and because our band, we consider ourselves our own family, our own entity. Even though we're on campus, we consider them their own family. So we try to get them to be together, to bond, to do sisterly things. And so I have had, since I've been back as the coordinator for Stingettes, because I had left and got 2 additional degrees. Don't ever
Oh,
try that. Yeah, I left. So the year I came back, I actually got my 4th and final degree. So I had to sit out a semester. I sat out the fall and finished my EDS that spring. And so I had parents who felt that they wanted to be my quote, quote, assistant. I don't need you to assist me. You're not
oh,
helping me
oh,
none. I don't
the
need you to
helper.
assist me because my vision is not your vision. How I want things done is not how you would do them for me, because you would be partial to your child. And so I've had parents that were relying on um to get, because I didn't want to hear no input. I don't need your input. Just raise your daughter right. Make sure they're a decent human being. When they call and complain, tell them suck it up. I raised you better than that. You can handle it, and then leave them alone. Don't get together in cahoots and call other parents and try to be met. Oh my God, that right there, that's a big problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not all of them. And I'm just knock this year. I didn't have that problem, but I've had some of the each year I've had some parents that felt like their child was above reproach. Their child was not to be corrected. Their child didn't have to listen to what I said because they went to this particular school to get training. I'm like, no, ma'am. When you come to us, you start at the bottom. And that bottom tier is all of you all are the same. You're sisters. I had some parents that tell the child, nah, you don't have to do what they say. You just do you. That's not how this works. You have to
Uh,
do what we say do. And I'm like, you're in college and you still
mm-hmm.
running to your mama. I don't understand that. Learn
And,
how to talk to me. And then if it's
mm-hmm.
something that you and I can't handle, we'll go to Dr. Oliver. You say what you need to say. That's our band director. And then if he can't work it out, then trust me, it can't be done. It can't be done. And
Wow.
that's like one of those suspended for social media, and then you still want to be able to dance just because you bought a ticket. No, you can't violate our rules and still want to be able to dance and do what you want to do. That's not how this works.
Wow. I have Tiffany, who is the coach of Venom dance team at FAMU on the
I watch them.
yeah, she's also one of the advisors for Mahogany. But she said, preach, I don't even do parents. I don't even learn their names. She said
Mm.
she don't even want to know your mama. She don't want to know nothing about your mama.
And
So
and you know what? Sometimes you have to be that way, and it's not that you're being mean or trying to be petty, but past experience is it's kind of hard to be friends with parents and still be a coach to their child, because they try to get in good and be wanting favors for their child, and then when their child doesn't do uphold the standards, and then they get in trouble by you, the coach, then the parents be feeling some kind of way, and it's just a whole dissension in the ranks. So but I love this year about my parents. They really understood, Miss Williams, if you need my help, I'm gonna help you. And then they stood back. I'm like, wait a minute, where y'all parents come from? I mean, my freshman moms this year really, if I had met them years ago, I would have been like, oh my God, I love parents like this. But you never really know what you get. You never really know what the chemistry you get. I just am pleased that they really raised some great girls. They raised some great girls. I shout out to my freshman moms though. Shout out to them.
And you're right, because I had my high school team last year. I was like, did God send me y'all? Like he must have known what I went through in the past,
Mm-hmm.
because he sent y'all to me. Because when I needed, I think one game we needed like some pants or something, and I called one of the mamas, and she was like, "Here go my credit card." I was like, for real? I said the overnight shipping is like 175. She was like, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and order it. I know they need it. What? It never
I
happened.
look, Magic City Classic. I was trying to because Doc wanted to do a '90s theme, and I'm trying to figure out like what would be '90s, what would be '90s. And so when we found the jackets, they were actually in other cities, and I'm like, oh my God, it's not gonna get here. One of the parents went and found the jackets and then mailed them to us. I'm sitting there like, what?
What?
Okay, then. Thank you, God. Just because Magic City Classic is like our chaotic week. So it's
Right.
like everything, if it could go wrong, it goes wrong. But this one was like, God did that.
God
He
did it.
reminds me often that he'll send me a little angel here and there.
Yeah, and that's beautiful, and I'm glad you mentioned Magic City Classic, because when we talked the other day, you told me how that happened, and if you don't mind, please share with the people who watching how did that actually happen? Because I love that story, so I just want you to tell them, because I thought it was the coolest thing ever.
Well, since I've been back in 13, I started naming my squads, and I did that because it gave me like a direction of what I wanted with. It must be Bryce. It
Hmm.
gave me a direction of what I wanted to do with the team each year. And so I kind of get an idea from the captains what they would like to wear. Kiki was more of in 13. She liked the old feel and flair of how the Stingettes dress, the cutouts, the fringe, and that was Kiki. She just loved the old look. Asia was more of because she was a trained dancer, she was more into catalog costumes. And we've had those through the years, but Asia was more so I like this, I like that. Can we just wear it like this and not have to put all of that on there? I'm like, really? She was like, yeah. So we went with that in 14 and we won with HBCU Dance uniforms, outstanding uniforms for the year. And
Mm-hmm.
then with Asia the second year, it was easier that next year to figure out what she wanted. With Tay didn't care. She was like a cross between both uniforms. She liked the old look, she not like the new look. But then Amber is the kind of girl that she really doesn't like a lot of sequin. She doesn't really like a lot of fringe at all. At all. Like she just yeah, so I
Okay.
kind of like I'll try to figure out what it is she wants. So I let her pick a lot of the uniforms, and because she is from Atlanta, Georgia, and she trained in Mount Zion, Jonesboro area, she just more so, and she's a studio dancer and a competition dancer. It was more
Okay.
so the certain type of uniform she was accustomed to, and so the uniform we actually picked out. Well, when I say we, it's me because I don't get any input from them of what they want to wear. Usually I make the uniform, I cut it out on them, and I they don't get to see the final product. I'll lay it out the day that they come to put clothes on for the game. Magic City Classic, it was one of those, if it could go wrong, it did. So when I had the parents sending me the jackets, I was still waiting on the uniform, which was supposed to be here. When you order a uniform, it takes 8 to 12 weeks. Well,
Right.
I'm calling like, where's my box? Where's my box? And the box didn't come. So I'm calling the company, upset, frustrated, like, where's my uniform? And it was like, well, it was a custom made uniform, supposed to come back in 8 to 12 weeks. I'm like, what? No, got Magic City Classic in 2 weeks. And so
Oh
we
Lord.
down to the wire to figure out what to wear. They had already worn, bought a different kind of shoe because I wanted another look on their feet. And I was asking Amber, did she have a problem with just dancing in regular shoes? And because they've always wanted to dance old school like I did, we danced in character shoes, and the new
Right.
generation dance in dance shoes. So they wanted to do the character shoes. I said, y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't ready for that. So when they got the shoes, it was like, do we waste money and buy shoes and no costume, or do we just try to find something to match? And the company
Actually, it was Wiseman's special collections. They actually gave us suggestions to try to still match the shoes and accessories that we had already purchased. And when I saw it, I'm like, oh my God, it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. And I said, you know what, God, I just want them to be, cute, and it is what it is. So we get on the bus. Um, we are never on time, mind you. This is the year like we was like clearly on time, so I knew something was up there. I pulled out the uniform an hour before everybody saw us. They didn't even know what they were wearing. They knew they had the shoes and they knew they had the gloves, and then they saw the hats on the bus. Like, we're really wearing hats. It was like, okay, we're wearing hats, because they would always be playing in the room with the other hats that we have, and then when they pulled on the uniform. First, they had the shoes on and the stockings. So I'm just issuing out the uniforms on the bus, and because
Little
we
by
don't get
little.
off it becomes our dressing room. And so when I'm issuing them the uniform and they're opening up out the pack and they're like, "Okay, Miss Williams, I see we going for Beyonce. We getting information." I was like, "Oh God!" So they all on the bus thinking they in the video formation video, and I said, "Oh God, I can't deal with these girls." And then it just their whole attitude and persona really is what made that look come off, because they were so excited. They were so excited the way that they looked. So it just
um,
went from there.
Instagram had a Instagram had a question. She's talking about the white. It was the white top with the black, and they had the hat, the floppy
Hmm.
hat, and the little booties, shoes, booties. So welcome to the moon on Instagram. I hope that answered your question, because that's the one, the black and white that
Hmm.
she's talking about. Now you gotta tell about the capes, honey. You gotta tell about the capes, and you gonna know when it's time. You gotta tell that.
So Amber had been on the squad for 4 years, and she was basically trying to um figure out how we come through. Now, being in the Marching Hornet or Alabama A&M, the classic is everything, and being in the band, coming through the tunnels on both sides is like the moment for each band. We've really adopted Magic City Classic as the band's unofficial homecoming. Now, it's not written that that's the band's homecoming, but we have a whole homecoming week set up. We dress, we have a costume day, and then we have a old school day, and then everything leading up, like in high school for homecoming. We do it for the band leading up to Magic City Classic. So we was just trying to figure out. We always know that we're gonna come through that tunnel with the cape on. This particular time, we normally waited until we got to the tunnel to throw the cape. So we're early. Like I said, we've never been on time off the bus. We normally running late. So we were off early. Capes was wrapped all up, and Amber was like, when are we gonna drop the cape? I said, don't drop the cape yet. Don't drop the cape yet. So I'll let you know. So we used to march on the gravel to get to the stadium. And so we decided to start coming down the cement walkway, to make sure our feet aren't dusty. Because through the years, we've been through the mud for Magic City Classic, and just the dust. And, we don't want to have dirty feet coming in the Classic. So we
Oh, I
marched
know
on the
about Legion
sidewalk.
Field. I know
And I
about
told her,
Legion
I said,
Field.
when you get to the light, that's when you fling the coat. And I just looked at Amber and I said, this is it. You only have one chance for Magic City Classic. And this was she missed Magic City Classic last year because she had gotten into, some violating some rules. And so that they were put out on suspension from the team. And then the year before that, um, I don't even think she danced because it was so she got in trouble for something. So this Magic City Classic was real important to her. And I just told all of them, I just looked back. I said, pay attention. I just turned around and just started speaking to my friends, because, that's when, I see all of my band friends and family, and I'm hugging them because I tell them I don't work on Saturday. I work Monday through Friday with y'all, and Saturdays is when I speak to all of my friends. And yeah, I'll take you to the bathroom, and yeah, I'll make sure you have a Band-Aid or whatever it is you need. Ask them, but I'm more so a fan on Saturdays myself, and I'm sitting there watching. I don't just turn around and just be you messing up. I'm trying to enjoy the classic for myself.
I
And
know
so
that's
it was
right.
more so a pay attention type of thing. And they just paid attention, because when I went back and looked at the video, I said, okay, they threw the capes on time. They came in on the count on time. They were so nervous. I had to literally take them to the bathroom after they marched in because they were so nervous. They had to use the bathroom again. I said, oh,
Oh,
they were
and
that
the grown
nervous.
babies.
I
The
know,
grown
right?
babies. So,
Grown.
I know we're kind of on the costume topic. So can you just kind of replay how you go through the process of costumes and how you don't give them any options? Because I know a lot of coaches, they ask for input, but apparently you don't, and it's a
Mm-mm.
surprise. And my suggestion is always collect costumes after the end of the performance. Do not let them take them home.
Mm-hmm.
You pick
Mm-hmm.
them up at the end, you drop them in this bag, or you do not walk out this door.
Mm-hmm.
So can you talk about just the costume process and, just kind of how you came up with it? Because a lot of new coaches don't really know how to make it happen.
It's my
Hi.
little legacy joining in. Oh, but she thinks
Ma'am,
she a dance
see,
girl. She's always my band girls. But what
see,
I
y'all,
do
we
is
all do the same thing, y'all. We all got families, we all got lives, we all got friends, but we do this because we love it. And that's why I have her here, because I know that you guys sometimes get down and you get upset and you don't know what you're gonna do. But this
mm-hmm.
is some inspiration for y'all, because y'all seen that my baby done came here twice and y'all didn't even know it. Hug came on camera. I was like, you better go sit down.
She
But
Bug knows that's my she's actually my granddaughter. And that's my heart. That's my baby. I replaced my other two for this one. But when I select costuming, it's always about the captain. I try to get a feel of what that captain's look is, and I try to match that. Um, because I'm such a hands-on captain. I mean captain. Well, I was for 2 years for state, but I'm such a hands-on coach with the girls. I don't let them do what they want to do. It has to meet what I see as the vision or the direction for growth with the team. So once I sit down and the squad is selected, I kind of like go through with them, okay, what it is you want to, how you want to look. And then we started mapping out certain kinds of looks, like send me some ideas of what you think you would like to wear. And then after that, I go through and pick what I want that is incongruent with my two rules from Dr. Oliver, which is no butt cheeks out, no boob showing. And so after you get through those two antics, after I narrow it down, I have to show him what it is that I would like to wear. And then he says either yes or no. So that's
okay.
what people don't understand. He is my band director is hands on with our look, like what we wear, because he finalizes it because he got to cut the check. If he don't cut the check, we don't get it. So they I pick the outfits. Then I make them. A lot of them that I do make because of time. Um
You make them
mhm,
for
mhm,
real?
yes.
Who are you?
Now the ones I don't buy, the ones like from Magic City Classic, I ordered that one. Um the gold one, the two-piece gold, I ordered that one. There was a they call don't y'all see I'm trying to be on TV. Look, trying to be on TV. I normally try and order our parade uniforms because the way that we are going now with more commercial venues, they don't want to see the holes out and the back out and the stomach out and the side out. And that's another reason why our costuming started changing for the Stingettes is because Doc is getting us more commercial type gigs.
And I'm glad you said that, because I made a distinct note when I was watching Alabama and Oklahoma and Georgia and Auburn. And I said,
Mm-hmm.
now look at those girls in the stands. And I told my mom, I said, now think about the HBCU girls in the stands. Those girls are completely covered up. I mean, completely covered. And when you get over to our side, you know, I think it's more swag and more style.
Mm-hmm.
But, I think that sometimes we get a little bit too risque with our costumes. So, can you talk to coaches about making sure that they pick the right type of outfits for these girls who aren't even on the collegiate level? Because I done seen some
Oh
that
my
I had your
God.
dad cringing.
I mean, and you have to pick something that's age appropriate for your team. You can't have a baby team dressed like the big girls. That's just it's believe it or not, they have crazy perverts that attend these functions. But we had a former Stingette named Santana Shelton, and she used to work with Auburn's girls. And she told me that their costume, the main one with all the rhinestones on it, she said they call it a sit fee. It's like $1,500 for that one uniform.
Are you serious?
She said it's custom made just for them.
Right.
$1,500. Flag girl, banner girl, something. I had to be something else, but $1,500. And the quality of that costuming, you know, they can afford to do that. You know, it's a difference with them and us. We want a payment plan and still want the girls to look like they're $1 million, and then your parents don't want to pay on time. Now, that's one thing. We get that in college too. We send them a letter early, like for saying they want payment plans in college and still want the girls to look right on time. No, because it takes 8 to 12 weeks, and we're not going to order a uniform if there's no money. So we tell them up front.
We can't.
We can't. So it just has to be age appropriate. And I would rather the team look age appropriate in a costume and just battle your behind down than you thinking that being half clad that's it. They're giving them sexuality too soon. It's one thing that our style, our culture allows, you know, the pop and shake in the bucket. That, you know, that's in our culture. But when you let those 5, 6, 7-year-olds wearing 2-piece and the back out and the side out, and then you letting them pop and shake and get down low, and then you wonder why they grow up and they continue that mentality, and they're not even dancing with that mentality, but they just out. You set yourself up for that. So I just would hope that the parents would be like, no, I don't want that for my child. Can we wear this instead? My favorite team is the Adiva Tigerettes in Mobile. And those were babies. Those were babies. I promise you. I say this every time. They are ready to battle any collegiate team. They do with those girls. And they're pushing them. They're pushing. Phone. And they texting me, telling me, I see you. I'm like, duh. I'm talking. But I just love the look. And they try to dress. I've been noticing the trend. They try to dress these teams, high school teams, like they're in college. And they don't really have to do that. They really don't. They can, you know, wear. And they can still have cute concepts, because I love when they do the creative themes. Now, when they do the creative themes, they think all outside the box, and that really gets me to thinking, like, oh, okay, I can, yeah, that's a good concept, because we watch them, and I mean, you can't just say because you're a collegiate team that you're not gonna look at anything from a majorette style or a high school team and don't grow from, because creativity is creativity. So if you all did it this way, I'm like, oh, okay. If they can do that, we can do that. But now copying, that's one thing. But just, you know, making it your own, making it look the part. Yeah. Don't have our exact uniform on in another color, you know, or don't try to do our routines and remix our stuff and, yes, y'all did good, and then y'all want to bash us. But you're stealing our stuff.
And I've seen
on collegiate teams too.
What you say?
On collegiate teams too. I've seen our on collegiate teams.
Wait, what?
Our signature walk, when Amber and the girls marched into Magic City Classic, we have two different walks. The straight walk, when the arms are straight down. They really started doing that when Lauren Brown was the captain. It's called the B walk. You know, it's some other letters and acronyms to that B walk, but y'all just call it the baddest. You the baddest B, and that's what that walk is. And so the other one, when we walk in and the arms go side to side, when they
the sway walk.
it's the Stingette walk. And so I've seen another college team do our walk. I'm like, wait a minute now, don't do our walk. And I saw it in the routine twice. I saw them march in with it twice. I'm like, okay, now y'all want me to call y'all and be like, look, I know flattery, y'all flatter, but don't do our walk. Don't do the walk.
Imitation is the best form of flattery.
It is. Don't steal our signature walk. Like the, I was finna say something, but I'm gonna let that one slide. I'm gonna wait till we meet up this summer.
Right. Because that's probably where they learned it
And it's a good thing. Hey, but
Right. So, I know I'm gonna let you go shortly, but I want to ask that question. Now, are there certain things for when the judge comes, and what specifically do you look for team during competition? Because a lot of times they think they're really great and they don't know that they got points off for, like you said, technical stuff. So just give them a little bit of what you do on the coaching side. I'm sorry, on the judging side.
well, as a judge, you look for the same things as you would as a coach. You know, it doesn't really deviate too far from what you're accustomed to. When I judge a competition, I basically the first thing I look at is the cohesiveness of the piece. I don't look at, okay, they could have did this like a Stingettes. I don't even look at compared the two. I'm looking at the cohesiveness of that piece that they perform, and I look at the energy that's put out. I look at technical aspect, timing, whether or not they look confident in what they were doing, and how it all came together with the whole theme, and 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 then again, the judging um, scoring sheets are different. You know, everybody doesn't have the same scoring sheet. So it might be timing, energy, and execution for the one competition, and then another one they have stuff like projection, execution. You know, it might be the same things, but it's different wording. So you just have to know what the surrounding the group is asking for. But I basically go looking for the same thing. I basically want to make sure that it's a cohesive piece and how well they perform their piece. And it can't get any better than that. You can't come in and have doing this part of four of them are strong during the routine, and then two on the side just arms and hands all over the place. And wow, it doesn't work like that. That's what I mean by cohesive. It needs to look together. They need to look like they practice, look like they rehearse, then look like they're entertaining and having fun. Like I said, that's a plus when they come perform and I mean audition for a collegiate level. They still bring those same characteristics with them. You know, energetic, know how to wow the crowd, can get the judges' attention, and now all that facial stuff they be doing. Doctor, he be like, what they do? What's wrong with them? Something wrong with the face? Something they sick? Like, nah, doctor, it's called giving facials. He's like, just smile, look cute. So that's why, you know, we don't really do all the facials, but we try to do alluring eyes, um, and more sex appeal. Because that's really when he set me down, he literally changed our style. We didn't have any other choice. Because he was getting complaints. Because when I was a student, we dropped down and got our eagle on. You know, we was bucking them. Yeah, it wasn't no, yeah, we was gap legs. And just when they switched coaches, when I came in 13, he felt that that was an opportunity to be like, look, I don't know what you're gonna do, but I don't want them popping with their leg out. And because he sits so close to them at the game, he be feeling some type of way. You know, he's because he normally sits like in the middle at the home games. He sits in the middle. If we're away, he sits to the side. And so when he sits in the middle and they're bucking and popping with their legs open behind his head, he feels some type of way. So he said, no, I would rather you find another way. I said, the only way we have left is just being sexy. He's all right. And I was like, what? Take the popping out. And it was an adjustment for us because there's a lot of stands that we love we just can't do because he doesn't allow it. He doesn't allow it. Tell you one. If you go back and look at Magic City Classic 2015, Asia is no 2014. They're wearing the black and the white.
Okay.
The Chinese bob. It's a part in one of the videos. Somebody got me sitting down next to Asia, telling Asia not to get up. And I get up and I go sit with Dr. Oliver. And if you see his facial expression, he's going off because Asia slid in some old stands. Doc said, if y'all get up, throw one more thing, I'm going to cape y'all whole team. And he's done that before. He did that when Romissa was captain. He caped them up because he the uniforms, we loved it. Oh, my God, the uniform was too cute. But he caped us up. And he was like, and I wasn't the coach then, but I was, down in the midst. He caped them up. Now, if he caped you up,
that's it.
So we had to adjust. So they adjusted. I mean, that's why we took out so many of our buck and popping stands. It's because our band director, Dr. Oliver, doesn't want them. So because he be feeling some kind of way when they sit behind him doing that. So we just see is it.
And also, I think that it is getting and I lose seeing choreography. And so because so much you don't get the technique that it's gonna get you on the college team, also get you to the pros. I know you have a few girls that have gone on to do some very major stuff. So can you tell about them?
Well, the thing is, we prepare. We prepare for them to go to the next level. Especially in Atlanta, we made connections with you all, and Kay Brown, when she comes with the HBCU Dance, she brings in next pro level, with Shamika, and they have this meeting all the time with the collegiate girls about them going to the next level, which is the same rules we reiterate. They tell them to clean up their social media. They can't post things. And they have to get their bodies conditioned because you're not on the sister shape at that point. You're on the, lack of a better word, a smaller frame. I don't want to say white, but a smaller frame. And then to the politics, they talk about the politics of being on a pro team, that even though you're a great dancer, they don't really pick, it's like spots for so many black girls, so many white girls, so many Hispanic girls. And we were sitting there like, what? We just thinking like, there's a politics to that, because that's what it could be 25 talented black dancers, but they're only picking 3 because 2 of them are returning because they're the captains from the prior year. So they're only picking black girls out of 25 awesome, talented black girls. And so once we hear that, it's more so like we have to be serious about that. Like now, I have some girls that want to, go the professional route, and we've already trying to, make waves in Atlanta because that's the closest that we have to the preparations. They might not want to try out, but the preparation is there. The different workshops and people that's gonna give them that inside scoop. The closest for us is Atlanta. So when you're preparing your team, especially for auditions with these community teams, you don't have to be on a dance team per se if you prepare right. It's all in your preparation. And so when you all are training throughout the fall and then you have competition in the spring, we go and look at that. We look at who's ready. And I can't promise a spot. All I can say is this is when our workshops are. This is when our audition is. And then when you come with the other 100 girls, just be mindful that I only can pick 12 girls because we've already working on having the captain in mind. So we have to see that. And then captain is always based on the girl that already has a desire to lead. Don't wait till tryouts to try to be the captain. It's too late. because it's false. I want the girl that's already, Miss Williams, do you need anything? Sisters, we need to be doing this. Y'all come on. Sometimes they take the initiative to want to be great, as opposed to me trying to find somebody and put it in them. Because if I got to put it in you, it's artificial. If you already come with it, all I can do is build on that. And that's what happened with my captains that I have. All I can do is build on what you have. I didn't have to make them a captain. You know, they were already captain minded. Now the desire of the direction of the team is more so me than them. It's I need you to work inside these parameters and then blow that up. I don't need you to try to blow it up without knowing what I want. I want you to work inside my parameters and then blow it up and then make it what it is. So once you blow it up, whoever is coming behind you, it already has expanded. They have to work from the new expansion and then blow that up some more. And then the next person, it's already expanded 2 times. And then from that, they have to work from that. So you got to work from Kiki's mindset with Asia's. And that's what Kiki had to work on. I mean, Asia had to work on it. Then when Asia 2 years, when Tay came in, she had 3 years of a year of being under. Well, she only danced twice because she's a dance major, a double major. So that was another reason she set out, because she was doing her classes for her second major. And so
can you pause right there? Because I had a question on Facebook that said, how do you deal with your dancers being a part of other people's behavior?
Well, they only have time for school and dance. Now we try to work around other stuff, like if you're graduating senior and they only offer that one class at 5:30 and they're not offering it in the spring, we make concessions for that. My dance majors, however, we kind of like had some scheduling because they practice. Sometimes they had rehearsals the same time we did. With me, I was just trying to be understanding, and they had to come to my rehearsal first since we started first, and then they left to go to their rehearsal, and then they had to come back. So we made time for them to be in that. Now work, no, you can't have a job and be a singer. Now if you have a job, your hours need to be before band, but you can't have a job and leave my rehearsals to go to work. Never. Sorry. I could have picked somebody else that was willing to be there every day and train them to get them up to where the standard that I need them, as opposed to hold this spot for you because you got a job.
Because you got to go to work.
Nah.
Okay, so that was somebody calling me.
Say that again.
I have a what is your take on style dancing versus marching band style?
Yeah, there's a difference. Marching band style, because for my one, we consider what we do dance, not majorette. We normally associate, when you say majorette, we think a community team. When you say a dance team, we think of us, teams that are just have always been dancing this way. Community, they don't have a band. So that's why we consider that a majorette team. Do they dance the band music? Yes, but it's a difference when you're in front of a real live marching band. The practices are different. Oftentimes you outside, you're in the elements with the band. You have to be up at the same time as the band. You have to just not just come to rehearsal and do the dance routine and you can go. That's not how this works. You have to be accountable for the band aspect because it is a part of the dance aspect. So you can't really separate the two.
Okay. All right. So is because it's 1:30.
You fine. It's my off day. The only one I'll get, so we start rehearsal Wednesday. They come back Wednesday for, we're getting ready for Honda. So when they come back day one, we have rehearsal.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you go on your off day. That's okay. What you can do is encourage
Say it again. You was going in and out.
before we go. Can you say some words of encouragement, keep your head up type stuff?
To the parents, I would say it's gonna be okay. You don't have to hold their hand. They have a coach. Let the coach instill dance to them because that's what you paid for. Let the coach do their job. That's one. And it's going to be okay. All right. You just be the encourager parent. For the girls on the team, I say if you really want to continue this beyond your community team, watch this. Listen to your coach. Most of the
What? Listen to us.
listen to your coach because most of the time those coaches have got in touch with other collegiate coaches. I love what has been happening, this movement in the last couple of years. We've actually been sitting down, meeting, connecting, talking, going to workshops and camps together, and that way you all are able to see what we want on this level. And so once you all understand that we see the change on your teams, they are getting to look a little more collegiate. They are becoming more aggressive in technique, and we like that. So I say for the girls, if you're really serious about being on a collegiate team, listen to your coaches. You might not like their methods always, but it's not about you to like, though. It's about them to push you to the point where you just conform to your standard, because we know what you can do, and which is anything you put your mind to it. So if you are lazy, only want to do stands, have doing stands, don't want to stretch, don't want to take classes, don't want to attend workshops that they have prepared for you to push you even more, then you're setting yourself up for failure, because you're going to be disheartened if you go to an audition. You're not going to be prepared at all. So I just advise you to stay in contact with your coach and just try and do, because our audition process is one of 3 days. You are dancing from 8 o'clock in the morning to, I want to say, 9 o'clock at night. You only have a lunch and a dinner break, a 1-hour break in between, and they're learning only the choreography. And that's they have a tech class that they do. We're introducing all the elements. So you have them coming in trying to do calypsos, axles, fortes, double turns, a single pirouette that a lot of them can't do, and they get frustrated. Their bodies start to break down and wear down. And that's after day one. So after the numbers down from 100, probably 15 to 60. Now they know I'm picking 13 girls, and I'm having 60. Then I'm having to split from 60 to 30, and then from 30 to 15, and then 15, probably 18, depending on how great that group is. We're selecting, the 13 girls that will be a part of the team. As far as the coaches, I say keep doing it. Keep doing you, and don't be afraid to go to other workshops and talk to other coaches about building your brand, because at the end of the day, what you put out or you allow to go out on the floor and perform with the community team is coming from your heart. We dance with our feet, our hearts on our feet, and parents don't get that. So on, she's so hard on my daughter and I don't know why it's not about that. It's about us knowing that your child is capable of doing what she or he set out to do, because we've seen it. Like I tell them all the time, let me see you do that triple turn one time now, because if I see it one time, I'm putting it in the routine. Yeah. We have girls that come to us that don't know how to do forte turns, that don't know how to do a double turn. Now, it was not in the routine for auditions, but we prepared them. That's what our tech class for. Our freshmen even have their own class. They practice an hour before the upperclassman comes in. Just me and the captain and the freshman squad. And we did that because in 14, they weren't getting it. They weren't getting it at all. And Asia was like getting about to throw a hissy fit. And I said, the only thing we can do is come early. And so we started coming early with the freshmen, and it worked. And so we kept it. So check, that's it now. But for the coaches, I say keep doing what you're doing and push those girls and be creative, because one, we look at that and keep inspiring, because that makes them want to continue dancing, and don't let up your standards. Keep your crazy unorthodox standards, because it's working. It is working. The video submissions that I've been getting from little girls, from community teams, as well as traditional high schools, there's some bad coaches out there. There's some bad coaches out there. But again, I can't really see how it comes together until auditions, because the only thing I can give is feedback. I always tell them, send me a video. I can give you some feedback from your video, and they'll send me stands. I said, sweetheart, I need to see you dance. Send me one of you on the field, And I've had some that say we don't do field shows. I'm like, learn one of our field shows and then send it back to me, and then I'll give you some critiques on it. But for the most part, it's like I said, preparation. They have to be prepared for this, because everybody's not built for this. Let me tell you something funny. We had a young girl that made our team, and after maybe about an hour, when she realized all this exercising, and because they don't all come looking that way, with the product that people see on the field, they don't all come that way. They have puff muffin tops and flabby arms. We got a practice regime that gets you in shape. That girl said, I can't do this. We were like, what? She said, I can't do this. And she quit the team from the first hour. I made a phone call to the next girl in line. She was already in Atlanta. Her father turned around and put her on a motorcycle and drove her back to Montgomery. On the motorcycle. And that girl came. She had a practice club backpack, and that girl got in gear. And that's the one whose mom sent me the found the jackets for us for Magic City Classic. When I tell you that girl works, she works. She ended up.
That's what you need.
And matter of fact, she went to the HBCU Dance Camp. She was in one of the workshops that you were in, from one of the classes, I want to say. She was one of the winners of the next pro level. But see, I don't remember any of that when they come to audition. We don't have a conversation. I don't allow them to talk to me and try to get to know me. And it's just the business of it, because I don't want them to feel like that gives them the leg up. And so,
like we cool.
When they try to befriend you during auditions, I don't want them to think that friendship will sway my mind, because it's not. I'm tunnel vision when it comes to that team. Strictly tunnel vision when it comes to that team. And to my fan club / hater club, I love y'all. So keep on doing what you're doing. Y'all don't have no skill, no training to try to tell me what I'm supposed to wear on my girls, how I'm supposed to teach them, what you want me to bring back, or none of that. Just be a fan and appreciate the team. And that be the problem. It be some of them be our biggest critics, and you have not danced nowhere. Look at my fan club. She is in here asking about a pomegranate. My mom got her into eating pomegranates. Now she wants one.
That's some Alabama stuff, girl.
You Alabama girl. You Alabama girl now.
That's how I know. That's how I know.
We'll get it, babe. We'll get it. But she's still asking about pomegranate. Look, kids.
All right, Auntie. Well, we're gonna let you go. I thank you for all of the knowledge and the keys. I'm going to repost this video. People are going to see it. And, can you read these comments?
Why don't they repeat uniforms? Frankie Daniels asks, because I don't have to. They pay. I mean, no offense, I don't have to. They pay $1,200 for uniform, so it's really theirs to keep. So, but watch this. When I repeated a uniform this year, I had so many fan club members saying, "Why am I repeating uniform?" So it's just a give or take. And like I said, when my captain comes back, when I pick a captain, I let her decide like what old uniform she would like to keep. So if it's not in the repertoire for the next season, they didn't want to wear it.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now that's rare. You know, I normally will see which one they like.
Mm. Y'all got any other questions? Let's see.
I love you too. We love you, Frankie. Hey, Shavonda. Oh gosh, I should have looked down. I'm too busy trying to look up because I don't have my glasses on. So yeah.
You've been getting some good stuff on here.
But if you know, I'm always open to suggestions. How can we get information about the Lucky Seven? What do you mean information?
How did that come about?
Oh gosh, I never like to do the same thing for our homecoming because I just think it's cliche to always just do the alumni every game. So I've always done something different every Turkey Day, and I just kept thinking like, how can I honor the 40 years? What can I do? What can I do? Erica, Sarah, I did. Hey, Mike. I just had a thought, and I went to Dr. Oliver's law like, look, I got this idea about some girls honoring the seven original Stingettes. I said, but I wanted them to dance and be a part of the show. And he says, he was real busy, so he was like, oh, okay. He really didn't think about what I said. He was like, oh, okay. I said, okay, good. I said, okay, this is how it's gonna be. I called a friend of mine who put me in touch with this guy named Jeffrey Battle, and I told him what I wanted to do, and he came back with this awesome video. The stuff that I told him over the phone, he literally put in the video, and I mean, it was just everything. And so it took us literally a week while we were waiting on the video submissions to come in. You know, I told the girls what we were going to do. They were excited because they really don't get company. Our practices are closed. So for us to even get some kind of in the room, they were like, oh, can they stay in our dorms? Oh, can we this? Oh, can we that? I'm like, oh. And we worked on the routine. I told Amber, because the way the choreography went in the routine, I knew that's what I wanted to keep for this Turkey Day. So we went from putting the routine together, and then the part where they came out was the part that they did in the video submission. So it wasn't nothing new that they had to learn except for the combination. I think it was 3 or 4 combinations together. But my thing is, if you can catch that choreography that fast, you can pick up some other stuff. And so they came. I literally told them on a Saturday. I talked to the parents on a Sunday. They were in Montgomery on a Monday, Tuesday, and Tuesday, Wednesday, they worked their butts off, nonstop. They had their own schedule before the squad came to rehearsal, and then it just was put together. And then they had a costume change because I didn't realize they were that tiny. So the uniforms that they had on was too big for them, and we chatted into the yellow like maybe 30 minutes before they had to be outside. So we was like, okay, they got to change. What's in the room? What can they fit? And we had to try to find all the smalls because all of them were little. And they put the uniforms. I'm like, white. So, okay, yeah, that's it. Let's go. And so, Dr. Alva's whole concern was he didn't want to um, make them feel isolated. So every chance he got, it was like he made them feel like they were a part of the team. Hey, how you doing? You enjoying yourself? Did you eat good? Did you sleep good? Okay, do this for real. All right, be serious about it. He was encouraging the whole time. Man, and that's how he is with the girls. They have to go speak to him every day and check in. He don't play that with them. They have to come check in and talk to him because he feels like he's their father away from home. So and that's another reason why our Turkey Day Classic with the girls is like he allows me to do whatever. I do stuff within boundaries, but he trusts me, enough to where I'm not gonna do anything to embarrass us. And so with the Lucky Seven, I knew it was an opportunity never given to a high school girl before. We do the little babies, and then we do alumni, but we've never really done the girls that really are in high school that would love to dance alongside us. That's at every game, standing on the side of us watching us. So I said, you know what? Let me give it a shot. If it work, it work. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Like in 13, I had open tryout, and that was a disaster. The social media comments, they, degraded some of the girls. Some of the comments were, and the girls' family members saw it, and they got in touch with Dr. Oliver, and so he felt like that was not fair to the girls that auditioned. They would be embarrassed like that on social media, so we don't try out. So I hate that, but I would love, love, love to have tryouts open, but I can't because of that incident. That the future. Christmas is over, baby. We're not putting ornaments on the tree. And so we don't do that anymore. But the Lucky Seven, that was a one-time thing. I don't plan on doing that next. I know, but what I am gonna do something like this past April. We had our Connection Day game, which Black and Gold game, and it overlapped on Connection Day, and I had already scheduled for the girls to come for our workshop, and so I didn't want to just leave them and they not and we go and perform. So I just said, you know what, y'all come on. And I literally brought the girls with the Stingettes, and they marched inside the stadium and sat down at our Black and Gold game. And that's how that came about. And so this particular year, I'm going to dance with the Stingettes in the stands. So they're going to, those girls that get to come to our April workshop, they'll be in the Black and Gold game. So now I got to figure out T-shirt designs and a little attire for them so they can get the full, we got to be with the Stingettes for a day. And I just want them to just enjoy dancing. I don't want them to get discouraged at all. But yeah, that's how that came about. But no, Miss Erica Glasgow, man, I would be doing the Lucky Seven again. And that's why it's the Lucky Seven. That's something they'll have for the rest of their lives, that they got an opportunity to audition for this. To be on our team, and they got the full experience. They were in the parade, our Turkey Day Classic parade. They got to march into the game, the whole experience, full collegiate experience, especially staying in the dorm and eating that food. One of them got sick. I said, oh yeah, you college ready.
That's real. That's real.
Not the best. What advice do you have for someone starting advanced dance late? Siobhan Simmons in the 20s and 30s. YouTube has this. I tell the girls that all the time. They are of every level, beginning, intermediate, and advanced. They have different videos on how to do certain turn sequences, certain turns, jumps. You can do it at your own pace, but do not wait until you're trying to audition for something to try and learn those things. If you know the audition is in April or May, you should have been starting over the break. But if not, start today and start figuring out what your body is, stretching, conditioning, getting you in shape, and then research that team. You have to research that team and what they want and their look, not coming in for lack of a better word, trying to do Stingette, and you still doing you bucking and popping. It's not gonna get you on our team. So you have to research the team that you would like to be on. But YouTube, I tell all the little girls that aren't strong in dance, YouTube it, because it's in the privacy of your own home and you don't have to feel embarrassed. And then once you get comfortable enough to show maybe your coach, like, can you show me this? I saw this on YouTube and this is, to get the mechanics of it. Because oftentimes when they're learning our stands, they're not doing it correctly. And, the arm alignment, oh my God, that just irks me. The arm alignment, arm placements in the wrong position. And so I'd be like, but then when they get to us, they don't really get their mechanics to where everybody is supposed to be. And that's when it gets to be hard because they've learned to stand, our stand another way, when it might have been arms to the side, and then we do it with the hands straight up. So it's retraining that brain muscle to do the way we do it and not the way that they were taught. So that is a lot that goes into it, and especially who taught them. They allow them to do and look any kind of way, and when they get to us, we call that the breaking process. We got to break that out of them and get them to look our way, and that's when the problems come in: the crying, the complaints, the pull muscle, the hurt foot. I don't care. I don't do sick and shut in. And that's why people like, why don't you do alternates? Because I don't pick a girl to be an alternate. I pick a girl to be on the team. I don't pick an alternate. Why? I'm going to work her just as hard as the rest of the squad. So I might as well make her a part of the squad. And just go from there. But, yep.
Somebody just texted me about Election Day or whatever it is.
I don't know the date. They haven't posted it, but it's normally like the 3rd April. But as soon as I get it out, I'm going to post our workshop schedule. I know we have one in February for the Lucky 7 only. All the girls that sent in video submissions, so I think it's 31 girls. We're going to invite them up for a meet and greet in a workshop and to do.
For real?
That's for all the contestants for the Lucky 7. Because I really want them to understand. A lot of them did really good, but it was like with the different people that I had selecting who they felt was their favorites, their top favorites. It was more so like how many voted for a particular girl of the secret. And then the thing is, nobody knows who judged for me. I asked my squad who they liked. I didn't ask the freshmen at all because they don't have a voice. But I asked my upperclassmen. I asked certain people that are dancers that are good friends of mine that I was like, look, I need you to go on social media and I need you to pick 7. And I need you to do, I was telling certain people where they needed to go. And then they submitted this one, this one, this one, and this one. And then I just wrote the name down. And then when the next person sent me their list, I just started tallying whose name kept coming up. And that's how I ended up with the Lucky 7. So either way it went, I thought that they did an awesome job. Like, I was really surprised when they picked that up. So
it got big.
I know. I was still getting submissions after that. Like, I know the deadline is but I just wanted to send my video. I was like, oh. And that to me just shows me the drive that, even though it might be too late, they still want me to see that they, love our team and our style. And this Instagram page for my daughter, Tracy Denise. We don't have an official Instagram page because our Dr. Oliver does not allow us to have social media pages, but our Twitter is Stingette Evolution. That is our official page, Twitter page. But we do work with ASU Stingette and Stingette_. We send them our information directly. So all these other groups that pop up, if you don't see me on there commenting, that's not us. But those two aren't our official pages, but we go through them for a lot of stuff. And so, they're kind of indirectly ours, but they're not. We work together well, though. We work together very well. I had to make sure that. That's the answer. People, they get carried away and people think it's us. It's not. So I just said, well, let me just reach out to them. In the past maybe 2 years, I've reached out to them to, make sure that we're on the same page and disseminate information and positivity of the girls, because my girls read those comments, and some of the stuff that these people say, they have no heart. They have no heart. That's what I say about the club. They don't hadn't dance for real, but they know everything, know everybody. And so we've had stalkers. We've had people that stalked the girls and made pages with their pictures. We had one parent had to go through the law. It got that serious. Had to go
Oh
through.
my God.
Because it was this guy. He just was obsessed with the girl. I was like, dog. But people don't realize it gets that serious, and that's why we don't want them on social media. Because if she wasn't on there, he wouldn't be able to get her page, her pictures, or anything. Steal her videos and repost them. It got scared for a while. We've had, oh God, if we could just talk about the behind the scenes of what goes on behind those pretty faces, the things that they have to deal with as in their individual families. We've had death in the families. One brother, hey sis, probably, oh thanks sis, my line sister Denise. We've had death in the family. One died mysteriously. Uncle died mysteriously. Another one was murdered on his birthday. Another brother, the grandfather died. The best friend was killed. One of my babies was going to 2 funerals. She's from Mobile, and she ended up having to go to 2 funerals. So it's more so like you don't know, go through their friends, because our practice schedule really doesn't allow them to really have a social life outside of band. And so, they upset about that when they're far away from home. So that's why we try to keep the parents out, trying to hold the girls' hands, but keep the parents out and allow them to rely on each other. My band sisters, we still take trips. We went to this Jemison, Georgia last year. This year we supposed to go to New Orleans. Like, we still have those relationships with each other. Godmothers to children, each other's kids, and just still call and talk to and just rely on. I still call and talk to my sisters now about decisions with my squad. Janelle, LaRonda, Nikki, Janika. I still talk to my sisters about, because I need somebody to go to. It ain't all up here like I'm just do a dance. I have my support team as well. So that's the same.
And that's true, because I don't have all y'all brothers. So this is the only sisterhood I know, because and so as though I've been for so long, I got so many dance sisters from the time I was 7 or 8, all the way to the time I'm still meeting new dance sisters. And you're right, we see on each other for everything. We call each other about costumes. You got an extra pair? We call that.
With other teams, I found that when we make a relationship, like I don't have a problem telling them where I got a costume from. I mean, it's just a costume. You can get it.
It ain't that serious.
I don't exactly. I don't care where you want. I got to get my mouth together because I'm about to get company. But where they would like to, we help each other. We call and we network within the coaching realm. We call a network. So trust me, I would not be this way if it was not for my sisters through the years when I was pledging Tau Beta Sigma and the band. AKA, I needed my sisters. Some of them were my line sisters. Oh my gosh, she's that little one of mine. But I needed them. It went from, because they knew my heart and they knew what I wanted, and we were in certain situations together. My same sisters I crabbed the band with, I turned around and pledged Tau Beta Sigma with the next semester. That next semester after that, we were for AKA together. So it was like the same set of people. So some of my sisters I shared 3 things with back to back. When I became a mom, they were right there. When I got married, they was right there. When I got a divorce, they was right there. So it's just that dance family. I wouldn't be me without them. Just my crazy same self. And I'm not the drinker. I'm not the smoker on the team, but I am the eater on the team. Now I eat you out of house or home, but I do that. Because I mean, the way my schedule is, oftentimes I don't even get to eat properly. It's because I'm ripping and running. My squad, Asia was good for bringing me fruit cups and snacks when they go to the calf. She'd make me eat because I stay up on Fridays making their uniforms, and so I don't sleep on Fridays, and they get chronic fatigue disorder where I could not sleep properly. And she would make me eat. I would binge sleep. And she was like, Miss Williams. And they fussing me about that. And so they get accustomed now to my drive. Like I said, I'm tunnel vision when it comes to them. I don't see nothing but where I need them to be and what I want them, to be and want them to go. So it just works out that without my sisters, and the foundation starts the day when we ask the parents to let them go and to let us instill in them this love for self, this love for sisterhood, this love for the program, and the love for the band. You can't, mamas, I understand that. You can't wear no shirt that say my daughter Stingette or my daughter is a Venom. You can't wear the name now because you didn't earn it. But your child did. We have to go through all of this because, again, they're so used to helping the child when they were on the community teams or the high school teams. And so it's kind of like you let them go. And then the funny thing I find out, the mamas that don't want to do right, when they want your baby to go to the next level, they come to you. Now they need you. I'm like, okay, so now they need you. So, but you keep doing what you're doing, though, because I love when we met, the direction that you're going. And I believe in, I'm not just, we just didn't connect because, oh my God, I dance, you dance. No, when I heard you speak and the passion behind your voice and what you were doing, I just was like, okay, I know this girl. And then I come to find out I know each other. I'm sitting there like, wait a minute, you a gump girl? Oh. And so it just, but even if I didn't know that, our parents knew each other before we knew each other, it's like your heart and your spoke for itself. I was like, all right. She good people. And that's good business to have and to know people who are good people. You're not selfish with what you're trying to do. When you call, I'm answering. If you text me, I'm replying because I believe in what you're doing. And so we keep doing it. Never feel discouraged about people that don't believe. It's not for them to believe because this is your vision. I had to learn that the hard. It's not about what these haters think I should be doing because I'm the one getting paid to do the job. So whether they like it at the end of the day is what I put it out there on my finished product. Just that 2-letter word, my. And so if the fans receive it well, then thank you. If not, we're going to get better. Snap, snap, look at Ben. That's my godson daddy right there. It'll be the beast.
And look, I've been taking notes, so I write my vision.
My vision.
At the bottom.
It is.
Underline this thing.
You know what?
All right,
her brother said, go and make it plain, and you take care.
Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'm gonna let you go. Everybody say bye.
Bye.